That was a good dinner your grandmother made, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Are you going to come outside and play with us?
Are you one of my grandkids?
Of course I am.
Are you sure?
Yes. Are you going to come outside and play?
Did I ever tell you about the first Thanksgiving in Plymouth?
No.
Well, it was a long time ago. I was a pilgrim.
You were a pilgrim?
Yes. I was with my buddy Miles Sandy and some other pilgrims. Lucy and Dirk and Big Al and Missy.
Who is that?
Quite a few years ago, it was after the Egyptians that I'm sure of.
It was 1621.
Who are you?
I'm a historian.
Are you one of my grandkids?
No, sir. I'm just here to keep all the facts straight.
That's what I was saying. We were having a feast out there in the woods on a big table. John had just caught a tiger and we were eating it.
It is improbable that John could have caught a tiger in North America in 1621. Foods that may be eaten include, but are not limited to corn soup, fish, partridge, duck, watercress, beans, corn, squash, pumpkin.
There was cotton candy too.
Oh, my God! Was there a turkey?
Oh yes, a real big one.
It didn't happen like that.
It could have.
The turkey did not eat at the table with the pilgrims.
Fine, have it your way.
While there exists no transcript of what was said at the first Thanksgiving, we'll take a poetic license and create a play of sorts.
Huh?
Shh, they're gonna speak.
Well, here we are, celebrating this moment in a new world.
Here, here. Let us not forget those of us who did not live through the winter. Let us remember to be thankful for what we have.
The feast was almost 5 hours long. I remember because it was late when the Indians had to go home.
It was a 3-day feast.
Oh, was it 3 days? Wow, I guess time really does fly. And while we were eating, these Indians came out of nowhere.
Some Potawatoms were invited to the feast by the pilgrims.
Oh yeah, I remember the Indians because I was friends with many of them. We played basketball sometimes on the weekends. There was George and Martha and Larry, Moe, and Curly. They were nice Indians.
Basketball had not yet been invented. Squanto and Samoset spoke English from prior run-ins with English settlers. Squanto had previously been befriended by an English gentleman named John Weymouth who had brought him to England and showed him around. Squanto spoke English quite well. The Native Americans at the so-called First Thanksgiving spoke Algonquian, but for the purpose of this play, the 90 or so Native Americans will be played by a handful of English-speaking third-grade graders.
That's my story. Did you give the Indians?
Massasoit.
Right. King of
Massasoit.
Right. He came with his family to eat the tiger we had caught.
There are no tigers. The settlers don't expect the Indian family to be so large. There's not enough food. So the clan chief...
Massasoit.
Right. He sent some men out to get more food. So the Indians and not the pilgrims provided most of the food for the feast. Some of the items that are said to have brought include 5 deer, fish, berries, squash, turkey.
That turkey sure looks like a tiger to me.
I told you there were no tigers.
We would like to thank Squanto and some of the other Indians for their help. Many of us would not be alive today if it weren't for you. It was nothing. Our belief that everyone should help those that are in need. What a feast!
The feast was almost 5 hours long. I remember because it was late when the Indians had to go home.
It was a 3-day feast.
Oh, was it 3 days? Wow, I just time really just fly.
During that time, they came to agreements and made peace accords.
You may use this land
my soy.
I remember that was real nice with those Indians.
Grandpa, can we go outside and play?
Not now. We're talking about Thanksgiving. Don't you have any sense of history? You kids today through critical thinking and not Latin. Don't you know what Thanksgiving is all about? It's about being thankful to God for what we have. We all went around the table at the first Thanksgiving and said what we were thankful for.
Can we go outside and play now?
Not until you tell me what you're thankful for.
I'm thankful for you, Grandpa. Can you show me how you play basketball with the Indians?
All right.
In later years, the Pilgrims and the Native Americans during the war, most of the Native Americans were killed.
But that first Thanksgiving, the Pilgrims and the Native Americans sat down together and talked to one another over a meal.
Our American celebration recognized these single events.
And yearly unites family members who don't always get along.
It puts them across the table from one another in hopes, and they can spend a meal in peace and be thankful for it. This holiday is a celebration of hope, a time of acceptance. I've said enough now, I'll stop my lecturing. Let me just say this, may the peace you have at Thanksgiving stay with you when you get up from this table and go out into the world. For more information on Thanksgiving history or any other historical events, read books. I know I do.